Hello, and thanks for joining us on the podcast that discusses all things gaming. Coming to you from the home of Gen Con and the gaming capital of the world, this is The Established Facts.
All right, hello everybody. This is Josh from The Established Facts, live at Indy PopCon Day 2, and I'm joined today by...
Hey guys, this is Derek at Indy PopCon, also live. We determined that recording one of us and then just playing us back not live would not make much sense. So
No,
we're
true.
both live.
It could definitely be interesting trying to pull something like that off. We did manage to get a post together for yesterday's event. I hope everybody enjoys that. We're picking up some actual plays while we're here as well, and figured we'd see what everybody's gaming gambit is. Speaking of gaming gambit, Derek, you've decided while we're here and people are mingling, you're working on some characters for the Universal Storytelling System. What are those for?
This is for the superheroes, 70s superheroes game at Fear the Con that's coming up in a couple of weeks, actually.
Oh my goodness, that's right. It is super con season for us, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And I'm one time during this, while I'm here today, I've got to figure out what this Plow Games is, because it's like, in my mind, I'm like thinking, okay, do you take plows and like battle each other, or what do you do?
I guess it could be worse. Hopefully they're not just pull on farming games, which is possible. I mean, my wife apparently we have a board game called the Farming Game that she thoroughly enjoyed. It's a literal resource farming game where you are farmers and you're trying to raise cattle. And
is this like the big board game where she gets to play it like once a year?
Well, we've played it once because it's not my cup of tea, but Vanessa and Lance we've had on the show quite a few times. Lance's wife is a big fan of the game. And so I went ahead and bought her a copy of it, even though we don't play it very often. But, that happens. We're supporting the community.
Of course,
right?
Yeah. I can't tell you how many rules books I've got on my shelves that I haven't even played.
Right. So a 70s superhero game. What type of premise are we dealing with there?
We are dealing with, it's back in college, you've got kids disappearing, you've got a new street drug on the market, and
welcome PopCon attendees.
And welcome to us.
Officially open.
See?
Yay.
And there was much rejoicing.
And so the superheroes have to determine what's going on, why kids are disappearing, what's going on with this new drug. It's like taking the superheroes' friends and then twisting it.
What'd you do? Insert superheroes into the story of 21 Jump Street?
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay. That's got to be entertaining. Your Universal Storytelling System, as we've talked about before, is very open and available for you to come up with your own skills and utilize the skills that will be in the book. That being said, Fear the Con is the expected release date, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
You're going to print very soon, right?
Probably printing actually in July.
In July, okay.
Yeah, but I will have the PDF version ready for Fear the Con.
Fantastic. And I'm hoping people will get on board with that as well. Maybe I have to get some flash drives for people to give away as part of your prizes. And that, again, you're wearing the Fear the Charity shirt. I'm totally interviewing you right now, even though you're on our podcast. So I'm just going to utilize this moment before telling people. Well, we got Fear the Con coming up. Let's utilize the time because we didn't talk about it in yesterday's conglomerations of episodes.
Yeah, unfortunately I had to work yesterday, so...
That's all right. We had Don around, and tomorrow we go live on stage with we're still not sure who yet. I did put an email into Smitty. Well, it could be.
Surprise.
Could be, but either way, it's going to be an interesting conversation. Mm-hmm. So, Fear the Charity, another quick plug for that, maybe.
Yes. We have the raffle going on at Fear the Con. We also have the overnight dungeon crawl happening. We still have 4 people. We need 2 more. But it will be a great time. We raised over $1,600 last year. We'll hope to do more this year. And we've got donations, like someone is donating the original blue box with D&D with like the crayon and everything.
Oh, wow.
There. So
I've been a terrible person raising. I haven't received or raised any money so far as a sponsorship. I've been I'm terrible. I know. I'll probably get my wife to sponsor me. And I will say now, you were on an episode of Fear the Boot a little while back, and you are also doing a sponsorship to help the players.
That's what I was about to. Yeah, it's the Hunger Games-esque.
It is, but I want to fire back at you the opposite as well. And
What?
me being one of the players, I can't believe I'm saying this. You should give them the ability to sponsor bad things as well, because that would be just as funny. And your guys, the Fear the Boot guys, all the booters will just jump all over that because
they would.
It'd be funny.
You guys are truly falling on the blade.
I know I am.
Sir.
I know I am, but I think it'd be. I'm not. Now, granted, unless somebody donates like a significant amount to kill a character,
No.
it's still got to be little things. Like, for example, you had a Cure Sirius in there.
Oh, I'm totally going to allow for cursed items now.
Well, cursed items are a bit much, but that could be fun. I know I'm falling on the blade, but I think it'd be an interesting twist on things, and just another opportunity to raise some more money. I don't see any,
Absolutely.
any negatives there.
The charity, which I haven't mentioned yet, is the Home of the Innocents. It's a house, really. It's
an orphanage.
It's an orphanage
Yeah.
for abused and children, and they now also have a therapeutic pool.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so that if kids are injured, that sort of thing, that they can come and soak and get revitalized. So
All of these sites are marked specifically at fearthecharity.org,
that's
correct?
correct, yes.
And you can also get to that from our website, theestablishedfacts.com.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said,
I love the table setup, by the way. It's like a gamer exploded on this table.
It did. We've got business cards and a terrible game of Gloom going on with Mecha Dragon and King of Tokyo is getting beat up pretty heavily, but he's still standing his ground. And then, of course, our Munchkin game here with a level 87, ultra rare, two-headed, armored ninja giant and his wandering monster buddy that is an economy-size, undead, obsessive Cyclops.
Sure.
Right.
And then we've got Fiasco.
Oh, come on, Don. Don
What?
totally pushed himself to level 10. What a jerk. Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm a GM.
And then Fiasco, yes.
We've got Fiasco and then Universal Fighting System.
Oh,
with
yeah,
us.
you did bring that up. You totally snuck that on the table.
I did. I'm sneaky.
That's okay. I can't blame you there. We had Pirate Flux up yesterday, which you probably heard us talk with Teaspoon from Crit Confirm. We gave him a little bit of a play demo with that. And awesome. I'm going to put a shout out as well to LM Studios, a local game group. We play tested a game called Bit Crawl Pocket. And I cannot name off the ridiculously long name right now of their Kickstarter that's opening in August, but we will have an episode that's just purely an actual play of the pocket version of their full-size board game. It's a ridiculously long name. I'd have to literally listen to it to figure it out.
Are they in the indie?
I don't know if they're in the independent game area. I know for sure they're in the game hall, which, again, if you're coming down to PopCon, please make it a point. Get through the exhibit hall, but go check out some of these games that are being play tested. I played one yesterday called Incredibrawl. The name sounded cheesy, but it's relatively easy to play, and it's a lot of fun. I will probably pick up a copy before we leave. I would have picked up a copy of Bit Crawl Pocket, but I might win one. They're doing a raffle that people may be able to win. So if you go and play test it, they put your name in a fishbowl, and you might win it. So
it's not officially up for sale yet.
No, the Bit Crawl Pocket, the way they described it to me was it'd be available for Kickstarter and convention only.
Oh,
but the full board game, which again, it's some super something alpha extreme, like 7-word name.
You're building
awesome.
this name, and it's going to be like the game or something.
No, it's not. It's not. I just don't remember what it's called. I'm terrible. Okay, as
Horrible.
I said, whatever.
You're failing in your plug duties.
Look, this just came back to me in my head, and that wasn't enough to get into my head yet because it was so significant enough that I knew that it was long, but it was yesterday, so I haven't had a chance to memorize it.
Okay, you know you're at a convention when you see someone walking around with a pillow.
Just walking around with a pillow?
Yeah, like no kidding, walking around with a pillow.
Well, we have intelligent artists behind us that have pillows on their chairs because these aren't exactly the most comfortable chairs. So
True statement.
Anywho, well, what else you got? You got anything else? Okay, well then we'll check back in later in the day. And again, apologize for any disjointedness, but we have fun with it nonetheless.
Absolutely.
So for that, it's the Established Facts, and we will hopefully see you at the con.
Yep. Bye. All right, guys, this is Derek Knudsen from the Established Facts, and I am walking around seeing cool things and interviewing people who are doing cool things around the convention. I'm at Plow Games currently with...
Derek Odell.
Another Derek.
Yes.
Nice. So I know this is audio, so you can't see what I am seeing right now, but there's some new technology like the Oculus. You've got the Kinect here.
Right.
So if you could please describe a little bit about the company, what you guys are doing, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so we have Plow Games and Plow Digital, and we're a company here in Indianapolis, and we do all kinds of things, app development, websites, games, anything software related we are into. And so today we're showing all the things that we do, a lot of hardware input devices like the Kinect bar and Oculus Rift, all the cool stuff.
Nice. Now I'm seeing that there's screens with two images side by side. Is that for the Oculus?
It is, and that's something that just the people out here see, but once you have the goggles on, it becomes kind of virtual reality.
Oh, nice.
So you can look in any direction and interact. It's a cool experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what games are you guys putting out there right now?
We have a couple games. One is Zombie Rollers, where you get in a ball and you roll around and you kill zombies.
That's awesome.
We have Power Team, which is kind of a superhero fighting game where you fly through a city and shoot ships. It's kind of like a Galaga a little bit.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
And is that for the Kinect as well?
It is. And actually, this is an app that we did for H.H. Gregg, and it's a football running game where you run down the field and pick up coins.
Okay.
And this is not only an app, but we also have it here as a part of the Kinect bar, which allows you to kind of steer them using your body instead of a controller. So, yeah.
Very cool. Now, as far as hardware is concerned, are you going... I saw you have an iPad there.
Yes.
So you're doing iPad. Are you doing Android development as well?
We do. We actually use a technology called Unity, which is a 3D authoring environment that exports to all the platforms. And so you develop it once, and then it's immediately available on an iPad and on Android devices, and even as a desktop presentation as well.
So you can do it on laptops and that
So
stuff?
one development, and we can put it wherever it needs to go. So
That's fantastic.
So kind of cool, yeah.
Is there anything upcoming that you guys would like people to know about, or?
Well, we have two new products that we're going to put up on Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. One is Power Team, this superhero flying game.
Okay.
And the other one is a card game that we've developed as well. And so it's kind of a battle card game. It's called Last Front Battle.
Okay.
And it's
so it's a physical card. It's not digital.
Exactly, and that's kind of outside of our box a little bit. We're kind of experimenting with that, but it's a really cool card game, and it's also going to Kickstarter for potential funding.
Do you know when Kickstarter will be released?
In about a month.
About a month?
About a month.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're excited about it.
And you're a local group as well to Indy, is that correct?
We are. We're actually in the Stutz building, which is 2 blocks north of here.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, we're local for sure. And we love things like PopCon because it's kind of a local event as well.
Yeah, no, the local events bring on a lot of very ingenuity and like people trying to do new things. So it's great.
Yeah,
local cons are great for that.
There's actually a lot of talent here in Indianapolis that is undiscovered, right? Like a lot of people that have great software development skills, creative skills, and Indy is not known for that kind of thing, but it's
a hidden gem that hopefully will be discovered very soon.
Yeah.
So.
And now with Gen Con and PopCon, I think these cons are kind of bringing some of that talent out. So
definitely,
it's nice.
What's your website that people can go to?
It's www.plowdigital.com.
So plowdigital.com, please check it out.
And also plowgames.com. We have two websites. Okay. And so
definitely check both of them out. If you were unable to come to PopCon, you're missing out on some very interesting new technologies and development. But definitely check them out, and thank you very much.
No problem at all.
All right. All right, hey guys, this is Derek from the Established Facts. I'm at Indy PopCon, just going around seeing the cool stuff that's out here. Now, this is a little bit different than the normal booths that you would see at a convention. I am right now at a charity booth, and I'm with...
My name's Eric Boggs.
And what's the charity?
It's A Voice for the Innocent.
Nice. And what types of... what does Voice of the Innocent
So,
do?
A Voice for the Innocent basically is just a community of support for victims of rape and sex abuse. And we primarily operate at counterculture events, sort of like Comic-Con, PopCon, lots of music events and stuff like that. But we're an online-based organization, and we just, help people kind of like come out and tell their stories of sex abuse or rape for the first time anonymously to people who really are ready to lend an ear to listen and help them.
And what sort of help do you provide?
So aside, one of the primary things that victims need is just someone to listen to. So that's that makes such a huge difference, and that's the main thing that we provide. But additionally, we refer people to counseling. We have legal help that lawyers come in and help us and give us advice, and we just generally will point people to resources all over the United States.
Okay, so this is a countrywide thing.
I'd like to think so. Well, we have users from all over the country, but we're primarily based in the Cincinnati region, and we come out to Indianapolis and, Kentucky and stuff like that, Chicago every once in a while.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
You hear a lot, especially with rape, there's a shaming involved in that,
right,
which is horrible.
Yeah.
Because it's it's really a victimization of the victim again.
Right.
And it's a great thing to have someone who is not only sympathetic but can understand, what they're going through. Listen to them. So
yeah, we try not to focus on the people who are actually perpetrating the crimes. Our concern is with the actual victims, and really they just need to people to lend an ear. And it's you don't have to have a story to have compassion, So we're looking for people that can help us, really just listen, lend a helping hand, and just help these people get through some of the most traumatic stuff that they're probably ever going to experience in their lives.
Definitely, I've known a couple of victims of rape, and it's devastating, lifelong devastation. Yeah. And this is great that you guys are out here. It's certainly a different thing to have at a convention where you see ponies are right across the aisle. So how do people get in contact with you?
So avoicefortheinnocent.org is our website, but we've also got a Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that normal jazz. But avoicefortheinnocent.org is our primary hub of how they would contact us.
And what sort of needs do you guys have currently?
So I'm a programmer, but we always have programming needs. Additionally, we have people like Nicole, who's here with me right now, help us run events.
we have a lot of campaigns that we need help, like with research and just general stuff. Like we have a Hope Notes campaign where we leave people nice messages in random spots all over the different cities. And, we have people that contribute to that in those ways. So whatever you're able to do, we're happy to have your help.
And are you able to accept donations?
We are. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization, so any donation that's given to us is tax write-off, and we're more than happy to accept donations for sure.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I see that you guys have shirts out here. Are they? And they look great.
Thanks, man.
The designs look really good.
Yeah.
Yes, if you are looking for a charity to donate to, or if you have got some time, some skills to donate to an organization, Voice for the Innocent sounds like a great one to support. So thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
All right.
it.
All right, guys, this is Derek Knudsen wandering around Indy PopCon. I am currently at the...
Well, hi, my name is Matthew Powers. I'm the professor of gaming. Currently, we are at the IUPOI School of Informatics and Computing Media Arts and Science and Program gaming booth known as Return of Etheria. Sorry.
That is a title.
Yes, sorry. We're academics. We're kind of, full of hot air. Anyway.
So I'm looking at this touch table here,
Yes.
and could you please go a little bit into how it was made? And
Absolutely.
All that?
Here, let's go a little bit closer.
Sure.
If the audience, we're moving closer towards the table. No, so basically, let me give you a little history. We do a series of game classes. I teach everything from UDK to Unity and everything in between. And my philosophy is always to try to get it out of the classroom. So last year we put on a big game for Gen Con with video mapping and everything that's around us. And then this year we really wanted to work with Indy PopCon because they're just amazing. They really have been amazing. And we want to do something different. So we went to one of our former students, Chauncey Friend, who we nicknamed the Wizard in Residence. And he works for the Avital, and this table was actually made by him.
Oh, wow.
And it's really funny because, like Microsoft Service, they have 8 points of contact. This one has 32. And it's all homemade, and we've used it for this game. And one of my capstone students actually used it for her card game, Catherine Steele.
Right.
So we've used this is actually available to students to work on, to program with, to put 3D stuff on there, and it's just a great resource.
So you guys built this. Is there any? So this is all proprietary.
It's all literally homebrew.
Really?
Everything you see here was bought in pieces and not manufactured, but constructed and put together and hammered and tested, and yeah, you're looking at one of a kind.
Wow. The software behind it, did you guys develop that?
Well, no, that one I don't have too much on. That's more of a programmer's question. I'm more game design. But yeah, Chauncey, it basically runs off just a basic, Microsoft computer.
Oh,
nice. If you look underneath it, there's just a regular computer setup. And then we've got the bases for it here, all the infrastructure, and then these screens up here. And the other great thing about it is, I'm sorry you guys can't see that out there in podcast land, but it's a touch screen. It's a series of touch screens with an actual laser intercept. So you actually intercept the laser through here, and it's communicating across all these different functions. That's why we get the 32 points of touch.
Oh, wow.
Because you've got redundant systems on it. And so that's what we call Chauncey the Wizard in Residence, because he does amazing. For his capstone project as a student, he made smell-o-vision. He made this big box you went into and you watched movies, and then smells were shot right at your face. No, I'm serious. It was hilarious. And all the movies were like watching people cut the grass and eat cereal and make bacon, and it was a hell of a thing.
Wow, that's amazing. So you guys are also developing your own game.
Well, this is the game.
It is?
Yeah,
Okay.
we have a class. This is the 45 game production class.
Okay.
And so what is, every year we take in game designers, programmers, 3Ders, 2Ders, project managers, and we come up with an idea, and we try to work on it for at least a year, and then to publicly display. Sorry, there's something just hit the building. Public display for public consumption. So all the students you see here are actually students that worked or made the game in some form or fashion.
Oh, wow.
Because seriously, I want my kids to get jobs. And I want my kids to get out there and do stuff. And they are amazing. And so we've got to let the public know it's out here.
Absolutely. I mean, the graphics look really good. And, these are students. You have to remind yourselves that these are students that are creating
this. Yeah, you see some of this art. Oh, sorry. I mean, this is all student work.
Yeah, the artwork is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's.
And this is our art lead. This is AJ Shannon. AJ Shannon. This is
Derek Knudsen from the Established Facts.
nice to meet you very much.
We podcast is deals with all things gaming. So card games, board games, video games, that sort of thing.
Well, welcome to Ethereum.
Yes, thank you.
And this is April Pleiss. This is our project manager. She's the one that kept us all in order.
Screws my brain when I had none.
Have had a little bit of experience with project management. I have the utmost sympathy for you.
Oh, I love it. I actually enjoy the job. That's why.
So many of her tasks start with, "Hey, remind me."
Did you use Microsoft Project to deal with tasks and stuff like that, or?
Actually, no.
Basecamp.
Yeah,
we went with Basecamp technology.
Okay.
The school paid for an account, and it was really wonderful. We got everybody. We had different projects and different groups siphoned off, and everybody just communicated through that.
Oh, but it was a godsend, definitely. I don't think we would have gotten it done without being able to actually attack people on Basecamp.
And being able to separate everyone into different stuff, so we're focusing on our own stuff, and not like artists aren't like, "Hey, that game design thing, I have an idea for that." It's good to corner us off, and so we can just focus on our own stuff. So
did you guys have leads that would meet with each other?
Correct.
Every department.
Yep. Every week we would meet.
Every week. I was just curious about that. So
well, it really was a class. I mean, Mondays from 3 to 6, we would meet as a class. Now, that wasn't the only time we worked, but that's where we came together to go over what to do, how to do it, what the problems are, and then throughout the week, each team had their own meeting times and their own little personal schedules.
And did you? And I'm assuming this is a master's level.
No, undergrad. Derek, you okay? Yeah, no. We try to do it right at IPOI and informatics.
Okay, that's right.
Now, we have some grad students, sure, but the vast majority are undergrads. You're talking undergrads right here.
Yeah. Yep. We're seniors this year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, that moment of speechlessness was me thinking, wow, that's incredible. Because when I came in here, I immediately said, okay, this is a master's level. So the fact that you guys are doing this undergrad, that's amazing.
Thank you very much.
The artwork is absolutely gorgeous that you and your team has created. Good job on getting this. We're here. It's great. And now, will people be able to play the game or get the game, acquire the game?
Well, no. I mean, that's the thing about it. It's an ARG, augmented reality game. So it's really an experiential game. So it's kind of like a one-time, the ship lands, you play it, we fly off, that sort of thing.
Okay.
But what we try to do is we're going to try to create this at more conventions and more events. We're going to have it at school a couple of times this year. So we're just, we're trying to make it an event.
Okay.
Now, over the next year or two, we've actually talked about trying to make more of a modular system, like maybe some more board games or an iPhone app or something that people can actually download and play on their own. But the problem is with academia, we're non-for-profit.
Right.
So we have to keep it. We can't make any money off of this. That's why it's a free game. It's also a networking thing because I want AJ to get a job because he's amazing at his art. And so this is a great portfolio piece to say, look, I got the skills, I've got the talent, and I've got the mindset to do this. So that's why I'm hireable.
Oh, fantastic! And I was talking to the Game Plow people over there, and they use Unity on theirs. Have you? I heard you mention Unity. Did you guys use that?
No, not on this one. We started with, we have a combination of Flash and Python.
Okay.
That's primarily, and then we just have some basic website generation stuff. But basically, it's a lot of it's written in Python. Mm-hmm. A lot of the internal stuff is Flash. We go back and forth on the internal software to use with it. Which one to use and which one not to use. We're looking at where I would love to incorporate more Unity. Mm-hmm. I primarily teach Unreal, which really isn't for this kind of thing.
Right.
But we're looking at over the next year what kind of Unity. Unity just came out with a new expansion or a new update, which really looks like it'd be prime for this. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is we're really going to start considering Unity and some other gaming software to help run these things.
Okay.
I mean, it's a different flavor time. When we did this last year for Gen Con, we had 45 students and 5 professors. This time we had 2 professors and 30 students. So we're getting sleeker and sleeker. So next year, if we do, wherever we do it, hopefully right back here at Indy PopCon, we will have something even crazier, sleeker, more put together.
Awesome. Now, about the art, what tools did you use? Are these hand or are they...
So all of these artists at the moment, they're all digital artists, and we actually do work on our own mediums, but it's easy to translate different, each program has a lot of the same tools. They might be called something else, but they're the same thing. So I personally use a program called Manga Studio 5X.
Okay.
Most of my team members use Photoshop or Paint Tool Sci.
Okay.
But we all do different stuff.
Okay. Well,
also a lot of this we have Cintiqs at the school. Okay. So a lot of things are drawn on tablets or Cintiqs and put right into the computer.
Okay.
Some people will actually draw things by hand and scan them in, but that's kind of rare nowadays. But it's still open. We're open to if it looks good. It's whatever we use,
Yeah, correct. And if you look around, you're going to see a lot of different styles, which I think is one of the fun parts of this game, is that we didn't restrict artists to conform to one type of style. We let them do what shined, for them. And that really
that's unique because you in games you tend to see, okay, we have to have this flavor. To be able to have that freedom, that's pretty good.
As the art, now AJ's the art lead, as the overseer of the art team. I've always tried to have an attitude of kind of like Magic the Gathering, where they have a bunch of different artists, and it adds to the overall flair. Because they're all great, but they're all different. They're unique ways, and I want to see that because the other thing is we have 1,000. How many thousands of people at this con? We want to appeal to as many people as possible. Sure. So if it's one piece of art or this piece of art that hooks you, whatever it takes, I just want everybody to come in here and have fun. Okay. And like I said, we got hella prizes if you look over there.
Oh, wow.
We got a bonefish dinner for 10 people.
So I'm excited about the Hyrulean shield.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
May I add one thing here real quick?
Sure, absolutely.
The other thing we're doing in addition to this game is we've actually got something called the Indy PopCon IUPUI Academy. Okay. And I just came from that. It's actually a series of classes, panels, and workshops where I just taught a bunch of kids how to do UDK level creation for an hour. And then tomorrow, my main specialty is creature design. So tomorrow I teach a class called creature design for video games. And so tomorrow I'm doing an hour on creature design. And we've got stuff like responsive websites and Maya and filming and panel discussions. AJ's going to be talking at a panel here in just a couple of hours.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's awesome.
So we're kind of hitting all. Sorry, I got to shut up. But
that's fine. But just one more question.
Sure.
So, aside from getting networking for your students, is there anything else that you hope to achieve out of this?
Well, yeah. I mean, I really want to show Indianapolis what we're doing here. We're kind of behind an ivory wall, and I really want to reach out, and I want people to come in off the street and have fun and enjoy themselves. I mean, it's the first thing is to get the students to make this and understand what it takes to do stuff for the industry. And then it's also about reaching out to the public. I mean, like, here's what we do, and also at the end of the day, everybody has fun. I mean, honestly, we got enough going on in this world. I want to get people just to be away from it for just a little bit, Just have some fun. Go to another world and enjoy it and have some fun and win a contest, win some prizes.
Yeah, when I was talking to Plow guys, Plow Games guys, they were like, there's a lot of undiscovered talent in Indiana for games. And as I was going around, that's very true. I mean, a lot of local developers. So,
and that's why I love Indy PopCon because it's homegrown.
Yes.
I've met the guys that run it. They're literally from Indy. They're not from some far off coast or somewhere. They really care. Yeah. They really do, and they've been really genuine. And they want, because I want to give them a props because they have been really good. And I really hope this becomes a tradition.
I hope so too. Yeah. But from what it looks like, it looks pretty good for a first year.
For a first year.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you very much.
And thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right, hey guys, this is Derek Knudsen with the Established Facts at Indy PopCon. Searching around for cool stuff. I am right now at Armaverse, and I'm talking with
Scott Culpepper.
Yes, and this is right now watching stop motion animation. That's right, stop motion animation, and it looks really cool. So what I'm looking at right now are metal skeleton figures, and where you can move them incrementally and take pictures, and then they will be animated. So,
correct.
Could you please describe a little bit more about what you hope to accomplish in this one?
Yeah, we actually manufacture. We are the inventor and manufacturer of this armature system. If you go out online and were to look for stop motion animation armatures, there's 3 or 4 companies out there doing it. We've actually been. It's funny, but we've been doing it for 20 years. I took a stop motion animation course in college up in Chicago. It was kind of a part of the core film studies, and the art is amazing, but the patience to do it is also something. I mean, like, as I looked at it, I went through it and did it once. It's like, wow, I'll never do that again. But I became fascinated by the concept of the armatures, which was the skeleton that holds them up inside. Mm-hmm. And of course, you learn a little bit about that. You see some of like the stuff that Harryhausen did and everything as you were learning about it. And the students in the class were using like art wire armatures, which is, you can go, it's like an aluminum wire that will bend and hold for a while, but eventually it'll break off. And I thought to myself, man, I could come up with something, to fulfill this need. So I'm on about my maybe 4th iteration as far as having kind of look at it, let people use it, and then redesign it. And actually, it's kind of funny because we're cutting for the first time our most recent
design just this week, and they'll be available here in about a week and a half, which at this point we're really, really excited about it. It's always been a great product, especially for a student or an amateur, and we've had a lot of professionals buy it, but we always knew that we had to trade strength for cost. When the guys who are getting these things made, if you're talking like Coraline or something like that, you're talking $5,000-$6,000 in armature, and that's after they figure out the design.
Wow,
so now
that's
the professional stuff. So of course, amateurs. They can't hire a machinist, and so you just the ones who really want to do it. Well, they go in the basement and try to hack out something that'll work out for them. And so right now, like one of our armatures comes in at about $120, which is not for if a guy who really wants to kind of take a shot at it, it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
They're 100% stainless steel. The what we call the dumbbell joints are solid machined. They're never going to come apart. So it's truly something that and don't get me wrong, $120 is a lot of money. But at the same time, for the people that are really looking to do it, it's a huge savings. It's a huge time savings. And people who want to animate don't necessarily want to be machinists. It's just something they have to go through. So people who are more into the animation side of it, they're like, great, I didn't lose a finger, and and I can move on. Plus our stuff, it literally lasts forever. Everything's stainless down to the hardware and everything. So we want and try to make a quality product for people who are trying to do this. But where we're at right now is it's really kind of a posable erector set, because our parts are the components are interchangeable. So a lot of the other guys who are out there doing it, they sell, okay, I'll sell you a dog or I'll sell you a man, but that's like all they do. And whereas our stuff, if you kind of look at it, we got a spider on the table, we got a hand on the table, we got men. So you can, once you put a little creativity to it, and you can make, you animate anything you want.
That's fantastic, because I remember the old Raskin cartoons, like the Santa Claus is coming to town,
yep.
Frosty, that sort of thing. And, you have that nostalgia for that. And then stop motion, resurged itself with the California Raisins in the 80s. And so, do you think that there's going to be a resurgence of this again, sort of?
What's funny is you would have thought that the computer programs would have killed us, but actually it's really helping us, because whereas before, when I went to school, I'm old, to get an animation stand just to do basic animation was thousands of dollars, and even then you were shooting it onto like SVHS tape. It was ridiculous, and nobody had access. Either that or you got out the old 16 millimeter, and then so you can imagine getting your parents' 16 millimeter camera, loading it up, hoping you did the film right, spending a month making, especially when you're talking about stop motion and how long it takes, and then you go to develop it, and you're praying that you don't have a light leak in the camera or anything like that. Then you fast forward to today, and you can get better resolution and better tooling on a $1 iPhone app than you could when I was in college, learning about this stuff.
That is crazy.
So on the one hand, the computer should have killed it, but it hasn't. It's turned it into a really neat hobby. Yeah, you're not going to do it forever, but a lot of our customers are families. They get together. They they spend a summer making one thing, and it's fun. The dad and the kid or mom and whatever get together and do it. But we also we sell to students. We sell to universities. We sell to movie studios. So it's interesting. It's like there's opportunities all over the place, and people do crazy stuff with it. We've had people buy our parts and make props. We've had the lady who was doing the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie. I guess the actors when it's all CG obviously, but they give the actors something to look at, and it was her job to make Alvin dolls to stand there. So she called us, and she wanted to be able to pose them. So she put our armatures inside those so that the actors could, okay, that's where he's standing. They can try to make eye contact with the chipmunk. So
I would never have thought about that.
It's been fun. Yeah, our stuff ends up in all sorts of crazy places. A guy from the Air Force called one time and used it to make a rig so that he could hold together like 5 or 6 wires at the same time to do soldering. So it's been a fun thing, because we just never know who's going to call and check it out.
That's incredible. So, thank you very much. This has been great. Do you have a website?
We absolutely have a website. It's armorverse.com. We're usually pretty good in the Google search, so if you search for stop motion animation armature, we'll typically pop up. We're really excited. We're excited about this next coming year, because our product has really, really, really to a point now where it's as good as I can make it, and we really feel like we've got a quality, top-notch, professional level tool.
Well, from what I see, it looks really good and really durable, and I appreciate taking the time with me, and thank you.
All right, nice talking to you.
Hi guys, this is Derek Knutson at Indy PopCon, searching for cool stuff. I am right now with Iota Soul, and I'm with
Jason Moody.
All right, and can you please tell us a little bit about what Iota Soul does?
Absolutely, Derek. Iota Soul is a project that was born out of a passion for anime and creative media, and also abandoned children. And so, kind of with that heart and passion, we created a interactive cinematic motion manga that's going to be releasing in September. And it basically just tells stories of real-life scenarios and situations that orphans deal with. And we're partnering with different organizations that work with orphans, and then also partnering with some pretty big names in anime, such as Johnny Young Bosch, who's going to be voicing characters for the manga.
Now, you said it was interactive.
Yeah.
What sort of interaction?
So basically what it's going to be is delivered through iPads, Android, even on the web. And it'll be, if you've ever seen a motion comic, it'll kind of be like that, but even pushed further, because I kind of come from an animation background. Mm-hmm. So it won't just be panels that slide in and out. But when you see the panel, there's going to be motion inside. There's going to be animation going on, and then interactive. So you'll actually be able to move and push the character. So, for example, on the promo that you can see at iotasoul.info, you will be able to actually control one of the characters who, at the end, she has to punch a bad guy, and you're able to make that motion and you control it. So it's almost in some ways like a choose your own adventure version of motion comics with animation, and we're really just trying to push the genre forward and make it a little more cinematic. We're doing full sound, full music, and full voiceover.
Wow, that's incredible. Now, These stories you said came from real life, is that correct?
Yeah, so like one of our characters' name is B Gan, and she's from Thailand. Her parents were killed in the Indonesian tsunami, and then she was sold into human trafficking. And in Thailand, there is what's known as Buffalo Girls, and there's a documentary. You can look it up. It's on Hulu, and it's about children who are forced into, well, some are forced, some aren't, but they end up fighting in underground Muay Thai fighting. And these are 8-year-old girls, man, 8, 10-year-old girls that have to fight, and that's kind of where our character is kind of based in that reality. And then, of course, we take the anime into some more anime-esque elements, where we have an evil corporation that does experimentation on the orphans, and they get powers. But it's all rooted in each character's from a different part of the world that shows a bit of what it's like to be an orphan in that part of the world.
How realistic are you going with these stories? Because some of these will obviously go pretty dark.
Yeah, we're trying to. That is a balance, because on the one hand, our style's very shonen. The artwork's, we're really trying to go for fun and family, and at the same time, we do want to tell the reality of what some of these characters have to deal with. So one of the other characters, we're definitely going to deal with human trafficking. We're definitely going to deal with kids that are in the subways in Bucharest, Romania, and what they have to deal with. There's a whole documentary about these kids that live in the subways, and businessmen approach them, solicit them.
Really?
We're going to deal with some of that.
Wow.
But we're going to try to do it in a way that even kids can maybe appreciate, and it's that balance of over and under heads.
I don't envy that trying to make those decisions, because but wow. And can you let us know what sort of organizations you're partnering with?
Yeah, so there's a group called Hands and Feet, and I believe they're out of Nashville. There's a band that does a lot of work. They're called Avital, and we've kind of talked with them. And then a lot of it is going to be in the actual every episode. We're going to be highlighting groups, and it'll be based on where that episode is taking place. So when we're telling the story of B, which takes place in Thailand, we're going to be kind of showing the audience organizations that work with kids in Thailand and how you can get involved, and then putting that kind of as a hub. We see the motion comic as a hub for people who, if you're so moved by the story and want to get involved, we'll show you how to get involved through the manga.
Now, is the manga taking place in real world, or is this a fantasy world?
No, it's in real world. So it's Thailand, it's Bucharest, it's the story starts out in Nuevo Laredo, right on the border, our border, Texas and Mexico, and we have two characters. One lives on the American side, one lives on the Mexico side, and we kind of tell their stories and how they come to know each other. They're both orphans, and that's where our story starts, because there's a lot of cartel and drug violence that happens. Actually, Laredo is known as one of the big hubs for drug trafficking from the cartels, and so we start there. I mean, that's literally where our story starts.
Now, is this, to get the comic, is this donations? How does this work?
So what we're doing is we're trying to get started with a Kickstarter. We're pushing for that, and we want to launch the first episode. We want all the episodes to be for free. We don't want to charge people for them. We will take donations, so we will have a place on the website for it. I think we do, actually. I already have a place for donations on the website. But what we want to do is we want to do a Kickstarter to help support the project, and then we're going to deliver everything that we create for free. We're not going to charge you to read our stories. We're not going to, and I mean, it's a lot of work. I mean, because some of this is pretty high quality animation. I mean, you can go to iotasol.info or iotasol.com to see the artwork, but it's good.
No, I'm looking at it right now, and the artwork it's definitely high quality anime artwork.
Thank you, man.
I mean, it's really good. So it's something like you would see on Japanese TV. So I definitely applaud you for that. I mean, there's a motorbike with running through the city, and that looks like it would come off of manga.
Yeah.
So it's really good, and but even more important is the bringing awareness to these different causes and telling these stories, because I had no idea about the subway thing, and it's good for Americans to see it.
And that's what it's about, bringing awareness to maybe an audience that otherwise wouldn't have known. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these organizations, they have their reach. They have their ability to reach churches and places like that. But for our love for conventions and comics and anime, we were like, let's show these people, our people, what it is to have a purpose in something. We want to create a comic, a manga that has purpose, where people feel like they can get involved, and when they support it, they give money to it. It's not just going for fun, it's going to help kids.
And that's important. So that's good. I definitely appreciate that, what you guys are doing. And is there so the Kickstarter, do you know when you guys are going to start that?
September. We're going to kind of make it coincide with the release of the first issue.
Okay.
That way, just to try to build buzz, and that way people can go and see exactly what they're kickstarting, you know?
Okay, fantastic.
So September is where we're aiming for. And you can stay up to date with us at iotasol.com and twitter.com/iotasol.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Derek, awesome.
Hi guys, this is Derek Knutson again. I'm still at Indy PopCon searching for cool things, and I'm right now at the Circle City Ghostbusters booth. And I wish you guys could see all of their equipment that they've built. It is really incredibly well done, heavily detailed, and I see blinking lights, and that just makes me happy. So I'm currently with
I'm Orson
and
John.
All right, and where did your group first form? And
first formed actually earlier this year. There was a group earlier in Indiana, but they kind of disbanded, so I decided to, fill the void and just started picking up members through the Facebook group and message boards.
What draws you to Ghostbusters? What sort of things do you like about them? I know it's a general question, but
man, there's so many things. I think, as a kid, I liked the kid in me likes the special effects, the pack, the car, the Ecto one with the lights on and all those sorts of stuff. But it was a great story about guys who get literally tossed in the street by their university and they have to start from scratch on their own to do something. And that was kind of a touching story.
Oh.
To go from zero to hero.
True, very true. Now, you guys fabricate these devices, correct? And
for the most part, yeah.
I'm looking at one of their proton packs. Did you guys work on that?
Yes.
How long did that take you to...
Man, it's hard. Collecting the parts takes a while, so about a year. Just picking at it a few hours a day, a few minutes a day.
Cool.
John over here is actually working on a few packs.
Yeah, I started this back just in January, and it was going to be a Halloween project for the kids. And I'd always been a fan of the movie, and it was always on the table for me to do this. So I looked at it, I was like, hey, this is great. Got online, started looking around, meeting people. We were just, before you came up, we were talking about networking and actually making the personal contacts with different people. And that's what really got me hooked into this.
Nice. That's fantastic. Oh, someone died. Now, you guys are also doing something really neat. You guys get a lot of attention from these really detailed costumes. You are also supporting a charity.
That's correct.
What is it?
The Indiana Honor Flight.
Don't worry. And what does it do?
What it does is it provides the opportunity to World War II veterans to be able to fly out to Washington, D.C. to visit the monument, especially to those that haven't ever been able to go. Because they're getting in age, their numbers are decreasing, and it's a really neat thing for them to be able to do that.
That is fantastic. And you guys are great for doing that. Do you guys have, are you just going to different cons, and what sort of things do you guys do?
Well, for the most part, yeah, we do cons. We've been invited to do In Conjunction and a few other local cons that are coming up. But sometimes we'll go to charity walks, like Susan Komen's breast cancer walk, different 5Ks. And so we're always welcome there. We always draw a crowd and draw attention and positive public publicity for the event.
Wow, fantastic. Well, everything here looks fantastic. I wish the people listening could see this, see you guys work, and everything you guys collected, built, and everything. It's great. Great job, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Have a nice day.
Hi guys, this is Derek Newton at Indy PopCon, looking at cool stuff around the con. I am currently with
Derek Evans with the Mandalorian Mercs.
Oh, wow, awesome. I think a lot of Dereks around here. This is good, taking over the world. So what is the Mandalorian Mercs?
The Mandalorian Mercs is one of the 5 Lucasfilm-approved costuming groups. We are actually the custom and canon Mandalorian group. So you can build anything from a canon Boba and Jango Fett all the way to whatever you want it with the custom armor.
That's nice.
That is very nice.
Yeah. Now, what sort of things do you go to? Costume contests? Do you go obviously go to cons? But...
Yeah, we do everything from going to the local comic book shops on Free Comic Book Day, Star Wars Day. We do Star Wars Read Day, and then of course you'd have the different conventions. I mean, we'll do anything from going to kids' birthday parties if they're in the local area, just depending on spreading the word and just continuing our charity work.
And what sort of charity work are you guys doing?
The different charity work that we do, we actually have the Little Warriors International Foundation. That's the nonprofit charity that we have with the Mandalorian Mercs itself. But we also do things like charity for Make-A-Wish Foundation, just different foundations. For Wounded Warrior, that's what I was looking for. That's the one that we personally like to do in Indiana. Those are the three that we usually split our time between.